By the time I realized the money was never coming back, I wasn't just looking at an empty bank account. I was looking at a man who had replaced my dignity with his own debt. I didn't just lose $10,000, I lost my sense of reality. We think of loans as financial transactions, but in the dark corners of a toxic friendship, a loan is actually a leash. It started in a dive bar in Seattle, under the neon glow of a Rainer sign, with a handshake and a "Bro, you're saving my life." I thought I was being a hero to my best friend of 15 years. I didn't know that by handing over that check, I was handing him the remote control to my sanity. I thought I was buying him time. I was actually buying myself a front row seat to my own destruction. To understand how Dave got 10 grand out of me, you have to understand who he was. Dave was the guy everyone wanted to be around. Charismatic, fast-talking, and always on the verge of the next big thing. He lived in a loft he couldn't afford and drove a car that was always 1 week away from being repossessed, yet he carried himself like a king. I was the opposite. I was the reliable one. I worked 60 hours a week in data analytics, lived in a modest apartment, and saved every penny. I was the safety net. "It's just for the bridge loan, man," Dave told me, leaning over the table. "The tech firm in San Jose is finalizing the acquisition. I just need to keep the lights on for 30 days. You know I'm good for it. We're brothers." I wrote the check. $10,000. It was nearly half of my emergency fund, but the high of being the savior was better than any interest rate. For the first month, the power dynamic shifted in a way that felt good. Dave was incredibly grateful. He'd call me just to check in. He'd tell everyone at the gym what a stand-up guy I was. I felt important. I felt powerful. For the first time in our friendship, I wasn't the boring one. I was the investor. I was the silent partner in Dave's glamorous life. Day 30 came and went. Then day 45. "The wire is delayed," Dave said, barely looking up from his phone when I brought it up. "Bureaucracy, you know? Don't be that guy, don't let money get between us." That was the first time the needle shifted. Suddenly, asking for my own money made me the bad guy. Over the next 3 months, Dave didn't pay me back, but he did start including me in his lifestyle. He'd take me to high-end clubs, but when the bill came, he'd look at me expectantly. "Can you cover the tip?" I'm still waiting on that wire. I ended up spending another $3,000 just trying to keep him happy so he wouldn't ghost me before paying the 10 grand back. I was stuck. I felt like if I got angry, the money would vanish forever. So I became his servant. I ran his errands. I listened to his problems for hours. I was paying for the privilege of being disrespected. I was successful in his circle, but I was dying inside. The reveal happened on a Friday night at a house party in Bellevue. I overheard Dave in the kitchen, laughing with a group of guys I didn't recognize. "Yeah," Dave chuckled, "Mike is the best. He's my interest freaking. You just have to tell him he's a hero once a week and he'll pay for your drinks all night. The guy is so desperate for a win, he'll never call it in." The room went cold. The bridge loan didn't exist. There was no acquisition in San Jose. There was only Dave's gambling habit and his pathological need to be seen as a winner on someone else's dime. When I confronted him, the brother vanished instantly. He didn't apologize. He sneered. "What are you going to do, Mike? Sue me? There's no contract. It was a gift between friends. Maybe if you weren't so pathetic, you wouldn't have tried to buy my friendship." He walked out. I stayed. I lost the $10,000. I lost the $3,000 in tips and covers. But the real cost was the silence that followed. I realized that for 15 years, I hadn't been a friend. I had been an insurance policy. I had traded my hard-earned security for the approval of a man who viewed me as a line item in his budget. I don't go to those clubs anymore. I don't answer the phone when a charismatic friend calls with a crisis. I have my money back in the bank now, slowly rebuilding, but I still catch myself looking at my bank statement and feeling the ghost of that handshake. I thought I was helping a friend up a mountain. I was just giving him the boots he used to kick me off the cliff. Some mistakes don't look like mistakes at first.